Should I plan for Social Security in my retirement plan? Here is my framework for deciding. Hey everyone, I'm Andrew. I'm a CFA charter holder and a CFP professional who's been working with ultra high net worth and high net worth investors for over the last decade. And I make these videos to take the thousands of reps that I've gotten talking to people who are much smarter than I am over the last several years and allow you to use them in the educational insights to apply to your own situation. So Social Security, it's something that I get asked all the time about, and you'll hear it, especially in the news media. Hey, Social Security is going bankrupt, trust funds running out. And so how do you take something like that, where you hear such a volatile message, and implement it into a retirement plan where you're not assuming any volatility of the outcome, right? You can play with inflation rates of your Social Security benefits, but you're not assuming, oh, I have this and then it gets cut in half and then it goes to zero. And so, right or wrong, this is how I view it. If you are within 5 to 8 years of retirement and really full retirement age, so generally 58, 59 and above, I'm assuming you're getting your full Social Security benefit. However, what I'm not doing is assuming that that benefit is keeping pace with inflation over a long period of time. And so it's a back of napkin way of discounting it, because you're saying my income needs are growing at this and my Social Security is growing at that. And eventually you're getting a large spread. Social Security benefits increase based on CPI. And when you look at what they probably would be able to do, I wonder if they're going to try to, this is Andrew's opinion, control a little bit more for CPI output, especially when the Federal Reserve looks at PCE and core sticky PCE for inflation data, but we're pricing everything else off of CPI. If I were running portions of the government, I would try to do something like that. Anywho, if you're within 5 to 8 years of retirement, I'm assuming you're getting your benefit. Why? Philosophically, there would be riots in the streets if you had promised all of these people $2, $3, $3,500 a month of benefit, and then you said, no, you get half of that, right? A much easier fix is with the next generation of people, you raise the cap of the Social Security tax, which is currently, I think, a little over $160,000. You don't pay Social Security taxes over that amount. So you raise the cap or you increase the tax by a little bit. And by doing one or two or both, you solve most of the funding problem. When people say Social Security is going bankrupt as well, they're talking about the trust fund that we have funded being depleted. The inflows from Social Security taxation still take care of 70 to 75% of benefits for the next several decades. So in my mind, I'm going, okay, people who are close to retirement, you're probably safe. However, I'm still going to discount your future benefit that you get by assuming it doesn't grow at the typical rate of inflation. People who are, I'd say, 8 to 20 years away from retirement, 8 to 15, I'm not assuming you're getting your full benefit. I'm going to take a haircut of 20 to 25%. The reason being, one of two things has to happen. Either A, your benefit goes down to help fund everyone else, or B, your taxation goes up and that's going to hurt you on other spots of the retirement plan. Okay. And so I usually assume you get 75% of your full retirement benefit. If you're more than 15 to 20 years out from retirement, I would say a max of 50%. And within my own plan, I don't assume I get anything from Social Security. And I'm just going to treat it like gravy if it happens. And that's not because I think the country is necessarily going to go bankrupt or anything like that, but it's really hard to make good assumptions for something that's 25 plus years in the future. Think of how much your life has changed in the last 5 years. let alone the last 25 years. And so when I'm looking at discounting cash flows over a long period of time, and a retirement plan is assuming every year with no volatility, you're getting Social Security, I don't think that makes sense, right? I would rather play towards conservatism. And then as we get older or get closer to the retirement date, then we start to really nail that in. And so I see it as those three tranches. If you're within 5 to 8 years of retirement, you're getting your whole benefit, but we're not going to assume it grows exactly with inflation. If you're 8 to 15, 8 to 20 years from retirement, you're probably going to get 75%. And by the way, we're not going to have it grow all the way with inflation. Anything 20 years or more, if you really want it in the plan, I would probably say, hey, let's assume you get half of your benefit that you're being quoted right now, with your 40 credits, or let's just see how you could retire without that. And if it happens, we know we're better off. So I hope that framework is helpful for you. It's a question I get asked a lot, and I'm not saying that mine's necessarily the correct way to do it. It's just a way that I have been comfortable with modeling it out for clients. And I've noticed clients tend to like that era of conservatism as well. So until next time, thanks everyone.